Another mild day in the Midwest in St. Louis, Missouri, under the yards. We're on Fox Sports Arizona. It's the finale in a 3-game series. Heck, a week ago, they were playing the Futures game here at Busch Stadium. It's the Cardinals going head-to-head with the Diamondbacks again on Fox Sports Arizona. Hello there, folks, and welcome back to the ballpark. He's Mark Grace. Welcome back, my friend.
Thank you. Good to be back.
After the break, we now get a chance to work together. My name is Darren Sutton. And speaking of getting a chance, that simply is what occurred a couple of weeks ago with Miguel Montero. I can remember 3 Sundays ago sitting in the Diamondbacks locker room. He looked me straight in the eyes, Gracie, and he said, "This is a big chance for me. I have to grow my catching ability. I have to hit because soon Chris Snyder will be back and healthy." Well, goodness sakes, he has seized the day, and he has been really unstoppable offensively, and the defense is getting better.
Sometimes all you need is an opportunity, and you never know when you're going to get it, Darren, but it's happened for Miguel Montero. That opportunity came when Chris Snyder got hurt, and guess what? All this guy has done is be the best player on the field for the Diamondbacks in the last couple of weeks. This guy is hitting. He is playing defense. He's doing everything possible. He's running the bases well. He's doing everything he can to help the Diamondbacks win baseball games, and he's winning himself a lot more playing time.
He is 6 for 10 in this series. Chris Snyder begins his rehab assignment on Monday. Then A.J. Hinch has some decisions to make. This is since June 17th. OPS is on base plus slugging. That's doing it all. Miguel Montero, amongst his peers, is the best since he has taken over daily behind home plate. Impressing all of us and certainly impressing his manager, A.J. Hinch.
And producing. You know, he's we've always liked his bat and his energy, and to see him on the field and really take a leadership role has been good to see. I mean, he's contributing on both sides, and you know, that's a competitive advantage on a lot of nights where, you know, when he's swinging the bat well, he's at the catcher position. That's a good spot. I mean, it's good for him. I'm happy for him, and ultimately he's helping our team.
Now, many heroes for the Diamondbacks offensively, many guys that can step up and do things like a Miguel Montero. There is one guy here in town that they all stop to watch. His name is Albert Pujols. While you've been gone, we've talked about him at length, no doubt about it. And Albert Pujols has been a point of focus not only in Game 1, but in Game 2 of this series. He has been the key figure in the series for the Cardinals.
Well, he's always going to be the point of focus for the St. Louis Cardinals, Darren. But Fergie Jenkins, the great Fergie Jenkins, I asked him one time how he pitched Willie Mays. He said, "You know what? I pitched Willie Mays the way I had to because you didn't beat one player. You beat lineups. That's the way you have to attack Albert Pujols. You have to take care of the rest of the Cardinal lineup. That means Ryan Ludwig, guys behind him. Albert Pujols is going to get his. That's the bottom line. He's going to get his. It's like LeBron James. They're going to get theirs. What you have to do is stop the rest of the guys, and that's what Yusmeiro Petit has to do today. Albert Pujols, take your chances with him, but you have to make sure the rest of the guys don't beat him."
And for Albert, a couple of big outs late in the game. Key situations. Dan Herron stepped up, another all-star. It was fun to cover, an honor to be a part of last night. We also had a chance to talk with Albert yesterday. You heard it on this show. You'll hear again a lot more from Albert Pujols today on this telecast. The one thing that we talk about is all you little leaguers out there. What could you learn when you follow Albert Pujols? There's one thing, and one thing only, he hopes you take away.
I think respect this game and play the game the right way. I think I'm really blessed and honored to wear this uniform every day. There's so many guys that in baseball and obviously want this opportunity in high school, and we want to respect the game the right way. You know, I mean, this organization has so many history, and those are the steps that I want to follow, from Stan DeMane, Luke Brock, Buck Gibson, Red Shannon, Ossie Smith, I mean, Bruce Sutter. I mean, those guys are guys that really open the door for us and this organization. I want to make sure that I follow those steps, respect the game the right way, play the right way, and then that's all Tony asks for 4.5 hours, whatever long the game takes, and then you go home and be a parent in your house.
What a humble baseball player Albert Pujols is, and he talks about respect, and he respects the guys that came before him. This Cardinal organization is just enriched in history and tradition. There has been so many great players, Hall of Famers. He mentioned so many of them there, but he also mentioned his manager. That's who he respects right now the most, his manager. That's why any manager would love to have somebody like him play for him.
I'll be curious to hear what you think later on in the show. Albert's thoughts on leadership, what ties into his manager. Certainly glad to have you with us on this afternoon. And what a chess match it was last night. A guy with, about 60 games under his belt against the man who is third on the all-time managerial win list. The youngster won that battle. Fox Sports Arizona presents Diamondbacks Baseball, brought to you by APS, the official power partner of the Arizona Diamondbacks, and by Southwest Airlines. They're ready when you are. Go to southwest.com, grab your bag. It is on.
Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Game 3 of this 3-game series. Cardinals and the Diamondbacks. Darren Sutton and Mark Grace have the call. That's coming up in just a little bit. I'm Todd Walsh, hanging out just outside the Arizona Diamondbacks dugout, and time to talk about the game within the game. As Darren Sutton mentioned, the chess match, so the high-stakes poker that we saw last night. A good old-fashioned decoy, or an attempt at a decoy, by Diamondbacks manager A.J. Hinch. It was the 8th inning. The Diamondbacks up 2-1, 2 men on, 2 out. The 8th batter coming to the plate. It was Chris Young, but A.J. Hinch had called Dan Herron back from the on-deck circle. Would Tony La Russa bite? He didn't. He intentionally walked Chris Young, which brought Dan Herron back out, sitting on 102 pitches. But Dan Herron, with the great eye, a little bit of wildness on the mound, and he walked in the insurance run. The decoy didn't work, but I guess it did.
Well, they kind of called our bluff, I think. And I think I was hitting regardless there, and being with a lefty on deck, I was pretty surprised they walked him, and they know what they're doing over there. And then once I got to 3-0, I was taking all the way until I got 2 strikes, and luckily walked, and that was a big run.
Obviously, they want Dan Herron out of the game. They're going to probably do whatever it takes to get to that spot and make me make the decision. So obviously, there's some decoying involved. There's, I had Rouch up, I had Tracy on deck, but Dan Herron's going to stay in that game. I just wanted to try to buy CY a few extra pitches, and as it turned out, it was very good because he didn't have a ton of control on the mound and ended up walking both of them, one intentionally and one unintentionally.
It was great drama to watch unfold here last night. What will we see today? You're looking at today's starting pitchers. Joel Pinheiro and Yusmeiro Petit. First pitch is around the corner. It's Darren Sutton, Mark Grace, Cardinals Diamondbacks straight ahead on Fox Sports Arizona.
Beautiful day for a baseball game, a sea of red, which is no surprise here at Busch Stadium. Thank you for inviting us into your living room on this Sunday, still morning, in the great state of Arizona. Joel Pinheiro just about ready to go, the 30-year-old right-hander out of Rio Piedras in Puerto Rico. The lineup he will face, penciled in by A.J. Hinch and sponsored by Southwest Airlines. As Felipe Lopez at the top, he is in the middle of a 5-game hitting streak and rolling in this series as well. Stephen Drew looking for him to drive a few in the gap. Justin Upton right behind, got to get him going. 1 for 9, 5 strikeouts in this series. Mark Reynolds, talked about him in the 24 home runs. Miguel Montero, he was the focus coming on the air. He has been red hot. Gerardo Parra, 14 games in July, hitting .327. Chris Young still below 200 on the season. Chad Tracy, and then right behind him, Yusmeiro Alberto Petit. Joel Pinheiro, the one big change for him, obviously experiencing a fine season, deserves to be better than 7-9. He has moved the ball on the ground more so than any time in his career. Lower part of the strike zone, good sink, and infield has been busy, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, he's got all the pitches. He's a guy that can get you with a fastball, a curveball, a good changeup, and now he's starting to really locate it. He's starting to hit the corners. He's keeping it around the knees. Well, you start putting that together, boy, that's a tough matchup.
Defensively, the guys again will be on the infield the busiest. Duncan, Rasmus, and Ludwig. DeRosa, Ryan Schumacher, and Pujols. Gold Glover at first. Yadier Molina, day game after night game. Both these catchers catching all 3 games in the series. That's old school.
I love it. Can't get enough of those catchers that just, I don't need a day off. Put me in the lineup. I'm hot.
There are the guys that will be busy. The ratios, the statistics, unbelievable with where Pinheiro has gone in ground ball outs. A big part of his change and success this season. And it's on a lot more fastballs, a lot more, and just keeping it low in the zone. Felipe Lopez, that one's low, but below the strike zone. We're underway in St. Louis, and glad to have you with us. Lopez at 305, 6 home runs, 25 batted in, and now John Hirschbeck's going to come up the line. We have some stuff left out on the field.
Well, you talk about an umpire with great eyes. I don't know what he saw. Looks like a Sharpie pen or something like that.
The 1-0. It's outside, 2-0 the count. Not to make you folks in Arizona jealous, but as the first pitch was thrown at 117, temperature 76 degrees on a Sunday afternoon.
Just gorgeous. Did you ever think you'd see 76 here in mid-July?
Oh, no. You played many a game here, Gracie, and you remember hot days. There's a ground ball. Be ready if he's on his game. Lopez is erased in this series. He is 3 for 8 with a couple of walks. I can imagine coming in here as a Cub in July and August, you have many memories of scorching days.
No, especially on the old AstroTurf. My goodness, it used to get so hot here. Got to the point where you would let the pitcher take his warm-up tosses. You wouldn't go and throw infield balls around to your infielders in between innings. You'd wait for the catcher. Okay, he's ready. Then you'd take the field. You just couldn't stand being out there.
Stephen Drew on the ground. 2 outs. More two-seamers and believing in it. A lot of fastballs, more than he's ever thrown in his career. Just sheer volume of fastballs in a game. And backing off on the soft stuff.
Well, we talk about it with Matt Williams all the time, Darren. The best pitch in the game still is a located fastball. And that's what Joel Pinheiro is doing. He's starting to believe in his fastball. He's starting to locate it. Really, until these guys prove that they can hit it, why not keep throwing it?
That one in the air, but it's into his teammate's dugout as it rattles around. That one in on Upton. They have been pitching Upton in this series. They have been making him handle that pitch and then soft away. And Upton 1 for 9 with 5 strikeouts in the series.
Welcome to the big leagues. Welcome to being an all-star. They're going to pitch you in like that.
Oh,
John
goodness.
Hirschbeck. Home plate umpire John Hirschbeck just took a shot.
Yeah, they'll come out and check on him just in case. Barry Weinberg, the long-time big league trainer, will make sure that John's all right.
John, one of the good guys in this game. Yeah, that one got him good. Okay. You know where you are? Well, just right in the kisser.
It's making sure that nothing rattled loose, and as you said, the head is solid. Oh, goodness. Barry continuing to talk to John. Conversation ongoing.
Right now, you can see Hirschbeck's hurting a little bit. And he's a tough guy, too. You got to ask him a few questions. Keep your head still. Don't cheat there, John.
Are you sure you're okay? And you want to be careful, Gracie. You know, you've been in the batter's box many a time. We're talking about moving parts, a live baseball game, bats and baseballs. If your head's drifting a little bit, if you can't lock it in, you need to take the rest of the game off. Absolutely. For your own safety.
Doggone right. And we've seen what, now, especially in the last few years, you don't want to take any chances with possible concussions now. We saw what it did to a great catcher, a former catcher here for the St. Louis Cardinals, Mike Matheny, just ended his career. Too many shots in the mask just like that.
Wally Bell's in there with him. Wally's kind of advising in this situation as well. And this ongoing. He may not continue.
I think Barry Weinberg's not getting the answers he wants.
No.
And it just right square in the middle of the mask. I think John's going to be okay. Let's hope so.
Well, Barry has left him, but his colleagues haven't. And these are the guys now that will ultimately the group will get together, make the decision, and They're going to let John go back to work. Yadier Molina keeping an eye on him now. 0-2 the count on Upton. And we'll keep an eye on him. Let's hope he's all right. I'm sure he needed every moment of that time to gather himself. Making Justin smile. Maybe Justin needs a smile as well. In. That's where they've been going. Now away. And that one is outside. 1-2 the count.
Oh, I missed you, Darren. Haven't done a Diamondback game since last Sunday, so good to be back.
The 1-2. Back in. You were in where? Chicago?
I was, unfortunately, yeah, I had to go up to that crummy town of Chicago.
White Sox game?
White Sox game, yeah, against the Baltimore Orioles. It was a good game, and I teased. Chicago's a great town.
2-2 the count. Slider away. And it's a pop up to the right side. Ryan Ludwig is there. 1-2-3 go the Diamondbacks. Yusmeiro Petit. Time for him to clock in. Athletic trainer Barry Weinberg continuing to keep his eye on John Hirschbeck along with colleague Wally Bell. The conversation rolls on. We shall see. We shall see. Meantime, Tony La Russa, who's been with Barry the trainer for as long as we can remember, has his trainer out there, has his players penciled in just like this. It's Schumacher, it's Rasmus, then Albert. Ludwig followed by Duncan, Yadier Molina, Mark DeRosa back off the DL, had an 0 for last night. Joel Pinheiro with the pitcher batting 8th. Brendan Ryan bats 9th, 1-9.
I think John Hirschbeck's going to have to.
Mark DeRosa back.
I think he's going to take a walk. I think he's going to exit stage left, and we're going to get a change of clothes. Marty Foster, the second base umpire, is going to. And he's going to go put on the gear, and I think John Hirschbeck's called his last pitch today. Now they're going to do it for. Hirschbeck's going to try it now, so we won't have a delay. He's going to stay in for a batter or two until Marty Foster gets his gear on.
Isn't that interesting with the pace of the game? But Foster's in, as you said, getting his gear on.
So they'll go with 3 umpires for the time being.
So no second base umpire right now. This is not a big deal for these guys. This is how they umpire all through spring training.
And all through the minor leagues.
That's exactly right. And they know when and where to rotate. Simple. They can do it on Christmas Day if they needed to. Bouncing ball there to make the play is Chad Tracy. Skip Schumacher is erased. Skip 4 for 9 in this series, so a good thing to erase him defensively. It's Parra, it's CY, and Justin Upton. Mark Reynolds, Stephen Drew, Felipe Lopez with Big Red at first. Chad Tracy. Miguel Montero again, day game after a night game. Luke Carlin will catch tomorrow, catching Doug Davis in Denver, Colorado. Big Red, though, out at first, getting an opportunity.
He's going to get an opportunity today. It's been Josh Weitzel, recently called up. These are opportunities. The guys like Chad Tracy, guys like Josh Weitzel, when your name gets called, you got to take full advantage.
Yusmeiro Petit, he has a chance and has had many chances to take advantage. Unfortunately, he hasn't. He is 0-3 with an ERA of 7.9. And you got to wonder how many chances he will continue to receive. Today, though, a good day to prove something. 3-0 the count. Colby Rasmus. Albert was 21 years old in 01 when he made his opening day start for the Cardinals. Colby Rasmus, 22 years old this year, the youngest since Albert. They think very highly of this young man. 17 hits in his last 15 games. There's a kid as well, 21. And a walk. Not a good game plan to throw a 4-pitch walk in front of Albert Pujols.
Pitch around Colby Rasmus to get to Albert Pujols.
Albert Pujols, 34 home runs, 90 RBIs, 7 times in his big league career. he has finished in the top 5 in the MVP voting. Last September, he hit a 3-run home run against Yusmeiro Petit. As that one is low. 1-0 the count to Albert. He is 3 for 6 with 2 home runs in this series, both coming off of John Garland on Friday night. He and Dan Herron had some epic battles last night. He got Danny once, and Danny got him 2 key times after that. Now time is called.
There's nothing more fun in this game when you get greatness on greatness. And you got to see the best pitcher in the game, the best hitter in the game, in big situations.
Underneath that slider, 2-0 the count. Speaking of greatness, the voters certainly think that greatness abounds with Albert Pujols. If there wasn't a Barry Bonds, if he hadn't existed, that shelf would be loaded with MVPs. He swiped a couple, and deservedly so, from Albert. Popped up to the right side. Should he be so fortunate on 2-0, but no room for Chad Tracy.
But see, that's the difference between guys like Albert and regular players. When Albert pops it up, it just gets into the dugout. If an average player does the same thing, the first baseman's got just enough room to make the play. Or so it seems.
That solid base that he talks about as he locks in. Good pitch over the outside. 2-2 the count.
That was a gorgeous pitch there by Petit. Right to the outside corner. Nothing even Albert Pujols is going to do with that one.
The 2-2. Got him out front, off speed, pulled the string on him, and Pujols goes down on strikes. Petit stepping up.
So impressive by Yusmeiro Petit. This looks like a slider, something off speed. Darren takes a lot off of it. Down and away, way out in front is Albert Pujols. You see that wide base, and he is just fooled. What a terrific sequence of pitches there by Yusmeiro Petit to strike out Albert Pujols.
Dan Herron got him last night with a split-fingered fastball. Pujols, when you see him immediately disappear down those stairs, he's going to the video machine. He's going to watch the last at bat.
Not a big fan of that.
1-0 the count. Well, a lot of guys do. And you remember we talked about it last year. Another guy who has been great his entire career, Todd Helton, more like you.
Tony Gwynn was that way. You know, always go watch the video and what of the at bat, what happened. I'd rather be out there on the dugout pulling for my teammates.
Yeah, everybody's different. It's been interesting with that subject to have you around and talk about it. Got a chance and an early lead there. Rasmus tried to take off.
Well, when this happens, and that means that taking off early like this, Chad Tracy's going to yell, "Step off." He does, but Rasmus was able to read it and get back. But that's what the first baseman's job is right there. If the runner goes early, yell, "Step off."
Pitch is low. 2-1 the count to Ryan Ludwig. 15 homers, 58 RBIs, and he's getting going now. And we've talked about it throughout this series. He's the bodyguard for Albert Pujols. If in fact this man isn't hitting, Albert will never get a chance to hit. They'll just walk him. But he's hitting now. He's the reigning player of the week. He has been on some kind of a roll in the middle of an 11-game hitting streak, 3 for 8 in this series. He's got a couple of home runs in his career against Yusmeiro Petit. Young right-hander. High with that one. Looked like a slider. He was on the side of it. 3-1 the count.
Looks to me like Yusmeiro is playing around with a cut fastball maybe. Maybe Dan Herron's been working with some of these guys on that pitch. Well, what a weapon that's turned into for Dan Herron.
Albert telling us yesterday, I think everybody throws the cutter now. He said, I'm getting used to seeing more and more cutters. That is high. That is ball 4 in front of Chris Duncan. When you battle the long ball, and we'll talk about it throughout his outing, and Petit battles it like it's nobody's business. You can't go walking people. It's just one of those things that you can't do it.
When you're a guy that gives up home runs, guys like Kurt Schilling, they give up home runs. Guys like Ferguson Jenkins even said, yeah, home run. But you got to make them solo. You cannot give free passes in front of batters, especially because you're a guy that's prone to giving up long balls. Balls in the air tend to go over the wall off Yusmeiro Petit, so you've got to make sure that you make them swing the bats. Make them solo home runs. Good change up there.
With shy an umpire, with Marty Foster off putting the gear on, you can see the positioning now of the umpires as they rotate around. See Wally Bell in front of the second base bag and Angel Campos back behind the first base bag. So they'll just, again, for them, maybe just a touch more work, but their comfort level not disrupted at all. They're used to this. And as a matter of fact, they probably pride themselves in these opportunities.
They're highly trained and they're the best in the world.
At third base unoccupied right now. Ian with a good pitch. Boy, a great changeup, then a fastball inside.
Change up to the outside corner for the swing and miss, then right back to the inside corner. Maybe a little extended inside corner there. Chris Duncan sits in an 0-2 hole.
I think John Hirschbeck seems just fine. And keep extending that inside corner. Pitcher's umpire. The 0-2. You bet. Over the outside corner. That's strike 3. Hard to figure Yusmeiro out, isn't it?
Thanks for coming. Drive home safely.
Well, actually, you know, Augie was the idea. Augie gave me the idea, and I said, you know what? I follow you. Why not try to change things around?
I saw Max Scherzer at one point put his hat on your head in the dugout, and you didn't want any of that. You were proud of it, right?
Yeah, I'm proud of it. Why not?
I'd leave the hat on if I was him, but the whatever it takes for him to continue to play well, I'm good with.
Miguel Montero, AJ Hinch from D-Backs Live, the post-game show last night. That are Geico quote or quotes of the game. Just having a little fun with the new do. He's proud of his haircut. Getting some, well, they've been chastising him, guys, about the way he's been coming to the plate with his helmet off as long as he possibly can until he gets to the on-deck circle. He just did it again. Again, he's proud of it.
Well, I don't blame him.
Hey, as long as you hit like that, you're handsome.
Right.
He was very proud of it and talking about it. And again, a real good, clean look, Gracie. This is yesterday. How
What's
about
wrong with that? I think that's a. Somebody saying, no, is that new wave? No, that's not new wave. That's old Army. That's big league. Boy, Miguel, you stay right there, young man.
Breaking ball, ground ball. Again, get used to the ground balls. Reynolds is erased. By the way, our text poll question today, it's a simple one. The guy who's been hotter than anybody else with a fresh new crop. Do you like the new haircut from Miguel Montero? A for yes, B for no. Have fun with it. 74499. 74499.
I'm a big yes.
You're a big yes?
Big
All
yes.
right.
Absolutely, Miguel. I think you look good, pal.
Augie
Look like a
Ojeda.
ball player.
That's exactly right. Augie was behind it, and his looks equally terrible. 1-0.
Wait, whoa. You don't. So you're not a fan.
No, I love it.
You're a raging no.
Oh no, I like it.
Well, you just said it was equally terrible.
Well, it looks terrible, but I like it.
Oh, okay.
I get it all cropped too. You know me. I'm a one guard on the side guy. I'm a one clipper guard on the side. That's a 0. There's no guard there. There's no guard there on the clipper.
Is Todd Walsh with us?
Are you getting it cut, Todd, as well?
No, see, I'm of the age that I would fear that if I did something like that, it wouldn't grow back. But he sort of looks like a lean, mean fighting machine.
Kind of a Chuck Liddell look.
Yeah.
Great UFC fighter. Yeah.
A little, got a little De Niro, too.
Robert De Niro?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Taxi?
Oh, yeah. Taxi Driver.
Oh, that's old. Well, that's an old school movie.
Yeah, well, that's an old school haircut.
Going back to the 70s there.
I like it. Didn't like his song that he used to play when he walked up to the plate.
No, didn't like that much.
And mind you, ever since he has switched that song, raking.
He's mashing the baseball.
So
and you know what's impressive? The first 2 games, he did it off the 2 Cardinal best pitchers.
You bet.
Carpenter, Wainwright. That's when you know a guy's really swinging well. When you're hammering aces and you're hammering number 2 guys.
That one on the ground. The theme continues, and Montero is erased. By the way, John Hirschbeck has officially left this ball game. And moving behind home plate is Marty Foster. He went to change things up, got the gear ready. Angel Campos is over at first, and Wally Bell is over at third. So we hope John's all right.
Hang in there, John.
So now Gerardo Parra. Oh, a good-looking breaking ball for a strike. This is between innings. Barry just saying, I got to get you out of here.
Probably more precautionary than anything, but like anymore, you just don't want to mess with head injuries or possible concussions. There's that one. Fortunately, there was no injuries there. Lined right over the Diamondback dugout.
And you're fortunate enough to have those great seats, and it's always a treat. Whether you pick them up yourself or you're invited, watch every pitch of the game.
Always pay attention.
Breaking ball away. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Pinheiro last time out at Milwaukee pitched very effectively before the break. He went the distance, gave up just 3 hits, 1 run it was earned. He beat the Brewers 5-1 on 100 pitches. A complete game 100 pitch outing. Hit on a line, and it gets by Skip Schumacher. Looked like he might have had a chance. Would have been a tough play, but a base hit, the first one for the Diamondbacks off the bat of Gerardo Parra.
Well, Gerardo Parra got a breaking ball down and in. Catches it off the end of the bat of Shea, but it gets underneath the glove of Schumacher. And the first base runner of the day for the Diamondbacks, it's Gerardo Parra, and that'll be scored a base hit. All right, Darren. I know you've gotten to the boat. What's with all these mustaches on the Cardinals?
Well, we can talk about haircuts. There's no doubt about that. But mustaches, it's the man in the middle of the diamond. He started the rallying cry.
Skip Schumacher?
Oh, no. The man right there on the mound, the pitcher, Joel Pinheiro.
Okay.
He started his going. The guys all followed suit. He's been playing great and kind of a team unity thing. Let's all grow mustaches together.
Just a team unity thing. That's it?
Team unity. There's some interesting ones. There's some gnarly ones down there. There's a gnarly one.
And that's a little Goose Gossage right there on that one.
And, of course, in center field for Colby Rasmus, it's been a tough go of it.
Yeah, he doesn't look like his upper lip is mustache friendly.
That one is fouled off at the plate. 1-2 the count. We were teasing that, and I couldn't remember the name of a hair growth product. I'm sure I'll need to know one here in a few years. But Rasmus rubbing some of that like Rogaine or whatever it might be. He needs to rub some on his lip, get that hair going. Can't really be putting fertilizer around your mouth, so you can't use that.
No, I don't think you want that. That's a
good thought on a Sunday morning.
Pretty obvious statement there. Man.
We hope you're enjoying your brunch while you watch us.
Hope you're not having fertilizer for brunch.
He's trying, though. It's not that he's not trying.
Yeah, that's terrible. You know, you talk about Montero's haircut. Now that there, that's just, he needs like a Sharpie or something to fill it in a little bit.
I agree. 2-2. That one is belted down the line with something on it, but it's a foul ball. Home run distance, but about 20 feet foul off the bat of Chris Young. Young hitting just 200 here in the month of July, stays below 200 on the season. Didn't get the starting nod last night.
No, it's just been a rough year for Chris Young. Kind of epitomizes the whole team, so to speak.
2-2. Away, got him. Young goes down on strikes. Single by Parra. He is stranded. More from St. Louis. We'll grow those mustaches after this. Yeah, Marty Foster back behind home plate, chatting up the catcher, letting him know how he feels about things, and also letting him know that he voted positively for his haircut. 90% of you like the haircut for Miguel Montero.
90% agree with me, 10% with Darren. Darren hates it.
Oh, no, I love it.
And
not far off from the way I get my haircut.
Marty Foster probably also congratulating Miguel on changing his hitting song.
That is a slider. It is away. Now, don't be saying I don't like it. I like it a lot. 1-0 the count. I like a good terrible haircut. That one is high and inside. 2-0. Can you please explain Yusmeiro Petit to me?
I can't so far in this game. It's been 3 batters that he's faced. It's been really terrific. And 2 batters that has been really, well, bad with the walks. So whatever it takes to put zeros up, I guess.
Absolutely. 2-1 the count to one of the brothers Molinas. Yadier Molina, the youngest. Benji, the oldest. Jose, the middle brother. Yadier, 27 years young. We'll talk about big league time. This is a graphic I'm sure that the family very proud of. Look at all the games played in the major leagues between those 3.
3 boys, 3 major league catchers. Unheard of.
And you know, Mom is very, very proud of those 3 boys. They have shared the load and made sure that Mom had places to go Gladys all season long because they all lost Dad this winter. She lost her husband, and they have, every time I chat with Benji, have a chance to spend a lot of time with Benji. Oh, Mom's with the Yadier, Mom's in New York with Jose, Mom's with me. That's what good boys do, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what good sons do. I got to play with Jose. He came up with the Cubs when I was there. Good man, good catcher. He was a backup. Kind of been a backup his whole career.
You bet. But he keeps getting work.
Doggone right, because he can catch and he can throw. And he knows how to get hitters out.
Over the top of a slider. That is 3 strikeouts. 3 strikeouts for Petit. Now it's time for our Power Chevy dealers key to the game. I'm told it's you.
Well, absolutely. Today, the key to the game is Bon Appetit. And that has nothing to do with, you know, our fans' brunch out there that you so ruined with your comment about fertilizer. But
on the lip.
But you see the play on words there, petite.
Oh,
you know, that's Yusmeiro.
Okay.
That was tap foul. That's what I'm talking about. You don't want these Cardinals, and they got a power-laden lineup. You don't want these Cardinals to be feasting on Yusmeiro Petit. So Yusmeiro Petit going to have to be brilliant today, not only to win this ball game, but every time he takes the mound, Darren Sutton, he's pitching for his major league life. He's out there trying to earn another start 5 days from now. So bon appetit.
And if you make good money in the big leagues, you can eat.
Doggone right.
So that means if I read even deeper, which I like to do, and you do too, you're treating us all to dinner tonight in Denver when we get there.
I'll be glad to.
Oh, that's a great key to the game.
I will be glad to. Bon appetit, folks.
1-2 the count to Mark DeRosa.
Love to go back to Chicago.
Oh, no. The network's not footing the bill anymore. You are. 258, 13 homers, 50 batted in for DeRosa. He was acquired for potential closer Chris Perez, relief pitcher, to Cleveland back in the later stages of June. On the DL just a couple of days after wrist problems. Now he's back. They're saying some of the moving parts in their tendon, that it's loose. He can feel it moving around, but if he tapes it up good, he's going to play it out. If he has to have surgery, it'll be over the winter. And he fouls that one off.
DeRosa's always been one of those guys that never gets a lot of fanfare, but he just always puts up good quality numbers, can play any position for you. Just a valuable guy to have on your team.
My goodness, a slider away. That is 4 strikeouts for Yusmeiro Petit here in the second inning. Don't forget, the next Saturday home game is July 25th when the Diamondbacks take on the Pirates. The first 25,000 fans to the game will receive a D-backs visor. Get tickets today by calling 602-514-8400 or visit online, dbacks.com. That is actually a live shot, and we appreciate booking the satellite time, showing off that visor back at Chase Field.
Vanessa working tirelessly. Good to have her Still on the job even when we're on the road.
Here is Joel Pinheiro.
Hitting 8th.
Puts it in play. The only guy in the inning to do that. He is erased on a ground out. 1, 2, 3. Solid inning for the right-hander. Bon appetit. Fox Sports Arizona presents Diamondbacks Baseball, brought to you by the top 3 power Chevy dealers in the Valley: Arrowhead, Brown & Brown, and Superstition Springs and Bach. Triple hops brewed Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. We trust that you are filling up your Sunday with good times. Maybe spending it with family, friends, or loved ones. Glad to have our invitation to come into your home. Thank you for joining us as Pinheiro goes back to work and fires a fastball high to Chad Tracy. 222, 5 homers, 23 RBIs. He gets the start today instead of Josh Weitzel. For the time being, his starts will be fewer than Josh's. Josh will see more opportunities going forward.
Well, they need to find out about Josh, and that's the one thing when you're having a lower division year. That one's fouled straight back. He had a good rip at a fastball down the middle. Well, when you're having a lower division year, well, that's one luxury you have. You get to find out if some of these prospects are everything you thought they'd be, or maybe not. And Josh Weitzel, he's going to get a chance to show his stuff.
The 1-2, boy, good pitch called in.
Really good pitch.
Chad, when given the opportunity, since coming off the DL with that side injury, has 8 hits in 11 games. He's hitting .308 since coming off the disabled list. That one popped up back of short. Brendan Ryan, those high old school socks is under it, and he makes the play for the out. Out of Lewis Clark State, Brendan Ryan, a small college powerhouse up there in Idaho, and it's a throwback coach too.
They've got a great program. Don't know about the coach though.
Ed Chef has been there forever.
Where's he the head chef?
Oh no, Ed Chef. I know you're stuck on Bon Appetit. And he's got those. I love those socks. That's at Lewis Clark State. That's how they'd wear their socks, no doubt. Everything is old school.
I like it.
He's a bit out there too, by the way, Mr. Ryan.
He's a different bird, but in a good way.
When David Eckstein played here, and David was playing ahead of him in some occasions, a young man, Ryan, at that time a backup infielder, he was assigned by Tony La Russa. David, you have Brendan. Just stick by him. Help him.
Take him by the hand, take him by the elbow, escort him through the major leagues. Another good pitch there. Didn't get the call.
Yeah, Eckstein was encouraged to keep Ryan circling Earth, not Venus or Mars. 2-2 the count. Topper. To his left is DeRosa. He fields and fires, and Yusmeiro Petit is erased. It's interesting attending ball games here as a fan, which I've been able to do, and calling ball games here. The pitcher grounding out gives a rousing applause. You know, you can hear a good, clean, hard applause just for a ground out to third by the pitcher. These fans are into every pitch, aren't they?
They love their Cardinals. Always a sea of red here at New Busch Stadium. And they're very knowledgeable fans. I mean, they know they can describe an appeal play to you. I mean, they know baseball here. They live it. And they also, even as a Cub, sometimes coming in here, you're a hated guy if you're a Cub coming in here. But even on a day when, like a Ryan Sandberg or an Andre Dawson or a Sammy Sosa, somebody'd have a major big day, hit a couple of home runs, they would stand and applaud. They'd appreciate it.
They will certainly stand and applaud the inning by Joel Pinheiro. On this Sunday, you youngsters that are watching, we're going to teach. We're going to learn. It's time for D-backs to basics. Let's get ready to hit. A live example, Mark Grace.
Let's take a look-see. Yeah, he caught it out front. And that's exactly what Kenny Phelps was talking about.
Slider popped up. Under it to make the play is the center fielder Chris Young. Brendan Ryan is erased.
I'll tell you another thing. Old Digger hit a few ropes there, didn't he?
He did.
That was impressive. That would, if I did that, I'd hurt myself.
Our boss was out there kind of coordinating the shoot, Mulkey Salazar, and he almost hit her a couple of times. She did a great job putting it all together for us. Here's Skip Schumacher. There's a youngin' enjoying the ball game.
Is that a spray bottle just to keep her nice and cool on a beautiful, cool afternoon here? No, that's drinking water.
You know who we had on the air last night?
Who?
And I'm going to lead to a thought he had about Cardinal fans. Neil Rackers.
Whoa, what?
On the ground, Felipe, couple of steps, sets and fires. Oh, I knew you'd be excited. Neil Rackers, of your football team.
The football team, yeah, I know. I've met Neil. Good guy. Where'd you meet him?
Well, he was on the air. Todd had him on.
You're kidding?
Oh, we had him on television.
What was he doing here?
He was here with his family enjoying the game.
Diamondback fan?
Both. He's a fan of the Diamondbacks and the Cardinals.
Oh, well, I know he went to the University of Illinois.
He grew up going to Cardinals games.
Oh, okay.
And he said that's what you do. That's what led me to thinking about Neil Rackers. He said, what you do is you get together. There's a Cardinals
Bird
fan.
brain.
He said you go, you get together with your family, and you go to the ball game. That's a St. Louis thing. Stephen Drew fires. Got him. What a play by Drew. 1, 2, 3, 7 in a row. Sat down by the right-hander, Yusmeiro Petit. Neil Rackers. Hey, youngsters, glad to have you spending your Sunday with us here in St. Louis. Trust everything is well back in Arizona. An Aflac trivia question that I know Mark Grace will love. Here it is.
Sure I will.
Name the two managers to win a World Series in both leagues. The two managers to win a World Series in both leagues. We're going to let you at home take a run at it for a while. We know the answer.
We do.
But it's been kind of a standard that we've tried to embrace of letting the fans at home guess for a little while.
And we like people to text us with their answers.
Oh, we certainly do.
And we welcome it, encourage it.
Here in just a moment, I'll be giving out Gracie's cell phone number on the air, and you can send him a text. A long run, that is a foul ball. Duncan can't get there. Now we hear from, colleagues, former Diamondbacks players. Occasionally hear from fellow broadcasters.
Yeah, we'll hear from Matt Williams, usually chimes in. Greg Swindell, Ken Phelps. So we'll see if they know the answers today.
In the two nights that Tom Candiotti sat in your chair, Mark Grace, he really laid out and let the viewers guess on Friday night. It was one that he had a good handle on. Yesterday, no waiting. I mean, boom, boom, gave the answer. Forget about you, viewers. Really took it to him.
Candyman did that?
He really, he really had an edge to him yesterday.
That's okay. I don't mind a little edge, but he's needs to work on his Aflac etiquette a little bit.
He does.
Okay.
He does. The governor gets under his skin sometimes, and he'll bring it over here with us, and has to fight to get the answer in with the most studied broadcaster in the game knows all the answers. And in time for the out. We have a bit of a sign campaign going on, by the way.
What do you got
for Tom Candiotti?
You're going to have Tom Candiotti signs?
Hoping to have a few.
I think that's a great idea. So let's make sure we break those out when we get back for Thursday's.
Oh, and 1 the count. I think he deserves them. I mean, he pinch hits for you on occasion.
Yeah, and he's a hard worker, a tireless worker over there on the radio side with the governor and Leo Gilmartin.
1-1 the count to Justin Upton.
Jeff Munn's over there as well. There's the candy man hiding behind the monitor.
So we need signs.
And they have to be Tom Candiotti signs.
One and one the count. That one is away, and the count 2-1 to Justin Upton. He flied to right back in the first inning. 2 for 7 in his career against Pinheiro, and both of those hits doubles. Feeling for it right now a little bit is Justin. 1 for 10 in this series. Slider, 2-2.
And that's the one thing we noticed with Justin. This year, it's been peaks and valleys, big peaks and deep valleys. You know, they're usually about 20 to 25 at bats of stupendous and about the same amount of at bats of rough going.
3-2 the count. Well, when he gets right, he was open and talking about his struggles yesterday. And my legs are not where they should be. I'm jumping too much of the baseball. That solid base that Albert has taught us about, he doesn't have, as he takes strike 3 over the outside corner. Strikes out for the 6th time in this series. Mark Reynolds earlier this year facing Joel Pinheiro. Well, he got large. He homered against him on April the 15th. And here's what we know about that home run. It was a game in which the Diamondbacks actually lost. John Garland had a tough day. They tagged Pinheiro for 5 runs. That is the only right-handed home run hit this year against Pinheiro.
No kidding.
The only one. He's only given up 3. Mark Reynolds with 1. Adam Dunn with 1. And Joe Mauer with 1.
And another very easy inning for Joel Pinheiro.
Easy enough, no doubt. Ah, what a great way to take in the ball game. Out one window of the game, the other window the arch. Beautiful St. Louis. Albert Pujols to lead things off in a scoreless ball game here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Just reminding you about our Aflac trivia question. Championship managers in both leagues. We'll have an answer for you at some point this inning.
Well, texts have been coming in. I got one from a friend of the show, Christine Burkhart. Her guess is Joe McCarthy.
Pujols, rocket shot, left field, base hit.
That's the first one of the game for these Cardinals.
Big aggressive turn by Albert. And so he is 1 for 2. 4th hit in the series.
No, he didn't strike out this time. The first fastball he saw, he got it out in front and just ripped it into left field for a base hit.
If that's any lower, follow me here. If that's any lower, it's a homer. That was so high up, he had to go up and tomahawk it and hit it on the line.
Get on top of it. Exactly.
Joe McCarthy is the guest.
Joe McCarthy was the guest. Do we have a buzzer and a bell?
Well, the fans love it.
Okay.
Here's Ryan Ludwig. And that is a slider. Boy, better start working downstairs.
Yeah, he's going to have to start getting the ball down. He's been absolutely brilliant.
You bet.
Here for the first 3. Let's see if he can get a ground ball. Maybe get a big double play, even though ground balls aren't really Yusmeiro's MO. Well, that's a nice pitch there.
0-2 the count. He's only rolled up 1 double play this year. Ground balls 39, fly balls 54 coming in. So a much higher ratio of balls that are actually in the air. Oh, and 2 the count. Pops that one into the seats, does Ludwig.
And that's an 0-2 changeup about belt high. Yusmeiro's going to have to get that ball down, or those will go a long ways. Just got a text from Matt Williams, and his guess is Bob Brenly.
Matty knows better than that. Pitches in. 1-2 the count to Ludwig. Yeah, he knows better than that. 1-2 the count.
Well, evidently not.
Slider sweeps outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Petit began his career in the Mets system in 2001. Signed as a free agent out of Venezuela. Was a Marlin. Had a cup of coffee in the big leagues with the Marlins as well. Seen the most time in the major leagues with the Diamondbacks in 07, 08, and then this year. As Gracie talked about earlier, the one thing that has bitten him badly in his spot starts or his relief appearances, 172 innings in his career, 42 home runs allowed. Breaking ball, a good one. Down off the end of the bat, and the play is made. I'm told time is up on the trivia, so if you're a colleague in the broadcast world, that we can't accept your text anymore. 2 managers to win a World Series title in both leagues. Tony La Russa and Sparky Anderson.
Sparky with Kirk Gibson and the Detroit Tigers.
Gibby having a chance to cool off in the great state of Michigan over the break, where he makes his off-season home. Still has a ton of ties.
Did you see him at all when you were in Michigan?
Well, I was only there for about a day. Our trip went a little bit long, you and I, with the Salt River, and then down to Mexico, as the play is made there by Tracy. Duncan is erased.
That was a hit and run right there. Pujols was on the move. That's why Tracy couldn't turn the double play. Duncan got a tough pitch to handle there on a hit and run, a low changeup, and all he could do was tap it to first base. So Tony La Russa trying to make some things happen, but he's got a runner in scoring position.
And the beat just goes on for Chris Duncan, hitless in his last 13 at bats. Chris on May 1st was hitting .329. Since then, hitting below .200.
And that's what a lot of managers will do, try to force the hand of a struggling hitter, put a hit and run on, force him to put it in play, and unfortunately Duncan didn't get a pitch to handle there.
Yadier Molina pitches low, 1-0 the count. But I know Kirk enjoyed his trip to Michigan, had a chance to watch his boys play sports and spend time with family. So revered there still.
Oh, still.
Almost makes me feel like we take him a little bit for granted in Arizona.
I agree with you. Well, what a intelligent baseball mind he has.
And passionate, really still passionate about the game. We ended up coming back on the same flight here. You want to talk about people pausing and stopping as he walks by? They all know who he is there. I'll tell you that.
No question. That was back when he had those long locks hanging out of the back of his head. No more. He's a bald-headed man now, but they all recognize Gibby. Good old number 23 in the Tigers uniform. They still love him in L.A. too.
Runner at second, the 1-1. One thing he has shared, Kirk Gibson, as that one misses away, is that he has embraced this opportunity to work with A.J. A.J. has really leaned on him, skipper A.J. Hinch. He said, I can't let my guard down for 1 second as the bench coach. Kind of the guy who helps to draw the roadmap, always with options for the manager. And for a younger manager, no matter if you've managed in the minor leagues or not, for a younger manager, a guy that, all right, here's what we got coming up. Next couple of hitters.
Exactly.
Here's relievers that may be ready.
Try to keep you a couple of steps ahead of the ball game. That's what a bench coach does. Manager's got to watch everything. Bench coach has got to be, his eyes, his ears, and that little angel on his shoulder.
Careful here. 3-1 the count. He was.
Good pitch. Breaking ball to the outside corner. Nothing Molina could do with that one. Terrific pitch there by Yusmeiro.
Pujols remains at second. He singled to lead this inning off. Albert is 1 for 2 in this ball game. Molina struck out back in the second inning.
I'm throwing that breaking ball again here, Darren, if I'm Yusmeiro Petit.
Threw him a fastball. He was late on it. In all likelihood, you're not going to strike him out. You just need to keep it off the sweet spot of his bat. This is a guy who, like his brother, doesn't strike out much at all. He Throw that slider in the right spot. You're looking at a ground ball. He has Molina. This year struck out just 46 times,
including his first time.
Check that,
today.
21 times. And that one is low. He walked him. We're talking about getting things started after the break, Gracie, and Kirk Gibson coming back to work. This man, after the All-Star game, this is 3:40 in the afternoon. This is early batting practice. 2 men were out there, Yadier Molina and this man, for early BP. Not taking anything for granted, Albert Pujols.
Well, that's a man that's born to hit, born to play baseball. He didn't get an All-Star break. I mean, yes, he did in the sense of it, but I don't think he got much downtime. St. Louis did a great job with the All-Star game. Yusmeiro got to get the ball down now to DeRosa. This guy's got some power.
2-0 the count.
Joel Pinheiro is on deck now, the pitcher, hitting in the 8-hole for Tony La Russa. So this may be a semi-pitch around here, Darren. Went with the slider and got it.
Left it spinning and front-doored it over the inside corner. About half the time throwing first pitch strikes.
Oh, what a pitch. What a pitch, Darren.
Goodness. 2-2 the count. Looking here in the 4th inning, trying to keep the improbable shutout alive. .60 pitches thrown. Don't want to go to 3-2, and he just did. Now the runners will be on the move.
Nothing wrong with that pitch right there, 2-2. You could see that DeRosa was leaning out over, looking away, diving out there. That's a pretty good 2-2 pitch right there. Watch DeRosa dive out there. I'm going to go get, whoa, wait a minute. That's a quality pitch right there. Now you can maybe go with the fastball away.
I was going to ask, do you double up on him and go back in, try to hit the corner, or do you go away?
And if you miss, well, then you have to deal with the pitcher who's on deck. So really, Yusmeiro open to do about anything here.
Runners go. He went slider away.
Boy, that was a good pitch. Somehow, some way, DeRosa was able to get a piece of it and foul it off. And that's really a good job of hitting right there by DeRosa, somehow fouling this pitch off, because that is a quality pitch from Yusmeiro. Just off the plate and just nick it foul and survive. That's what hitting is too, Darren. If you can foul off those tough pitches, you just might get a mistake on the next pitch.
Looking for his first hit as a Cardinal, 0 for 14 since joining this club, and now a meeting on the mound. Montero has been a sponge, if you ask his manager A.J. Hinch over the last couple of weeks. He will pass by the manager's office. He will speak with Glenn Sherlock, bullpen coach and catching coach for the Diamondbacks, about pitches, situations, pitch selection. How did you think that worked out there? He really is embracing this opportunity and has been learning on a daily basis. In his native tongue, he speaks with his countrymen on the mound, both from Venezuela. All right, runners go again. Fastball called low, bases loaded. The pitcher, Pinheiro, will now hit.
And he's not a bad hitter. He was hitting 200 coming into this ball game. Pinheiro's a good athlete, so Yusmeiro's going to still have to make his pitches here with the bases loaded. Let's see if Tony La Russa and his stubbornness to put his pitcher in the 8-hole. Let's see if it comes back to bite him here instead of the 280 hitting Brendan Ryan, who's on deck.
Bouncing ball, that's a fair ball. The only person being bit, those wearing Diamondbacks uniforms. A double and 2 RBIs for the 8-hole hitter, the pitcher, Joel Pinheiro. St. Louis leads it 2-0. That'll make your mustache grow.
Well, two-out walks. Come back to burn Yusmeiro Petit. A slider hangs up in the middle. No chance there for Mark Reynolds, who was playing even with the bag, and easily by him. And Mel Stottlemyre Jr. going to come out and talk with Yusmeiro. That's the thing about Yusmeiro. This year, when it goes quickly. And a couple of walks come back to burn him with 2 outs.
With no one on base this year, opponents hit .273 against Petit. With runners on base, that average jumps to .354.
Yeah, you just hate to let a pitcher beat you in that situation.
Sped up his bat with that slider, too. I know it wasn't a good one. That was the key. A good slider, he doesn't do what he did with it. But you throw a slider that hangs out over the plate, you're doing a pitcher a favor. A big favor. That pitch is up. It is in. 1-0 the count to Brendan Ryan. So 2 runs, 2 hits, and no errors now for the St. Louis Cardinals. Diamondbacks with just a single hit so far in this ball game. An inning that was started by Albert Pujols with a single. He just got crossed up.
That was a cross up there. Miguel Montero was expecting a breaking ball, got a fastball. He's going down to block a break. Whoa.
Oh, boy.
Well, that could have easily been a wild pitch. But another 2-0 count here for Petit. Going to have to make a pitch. Got to keep your team in the ball game here. Can't let this one get away and giving up a 2-run base hit here.
Slider, and it's fouled off. Miguel was, and those two work well together. They're buddies away from the diamond. Sometimes when you're buddies, it's easier, I think, to be just normally ticked off. He's pretty ticked off about that cross up. He didn't even go out. Usually a catcher will go out and discuss it. Just
that's true.
From behind home plate. You crossed me up.
It's like brothers fighting.
That's exactly what it's like. He was none too pleased. The 2-1. Bouncing ball out to Stephen Drew. And in time for the out. Well, you have a guy like Albert Pujols that you get scared of, you wake up thinking about, and then it's the pitcher that drives in the first 2 runs of the ball game. 2-0 St. Louis. Can a player in his 20s, though a great player, be a leader? Well, let's ask that player exactly what is a leader in that clubhouse.
One thing that I say, everybody look at me, oh, he's the leader in the clubhouse. I'm not a babysitter once. I think we all know that we need to take care of ourselves, know what our job is. I think a leader is somebody that respect the game, comes to the clubhouse, plays the game hard the right way, talk to the players and try to help his teammates, and not playing for himself, playing for his teammates. And that's something that I learned through the minor league system. I bring it to the big league level, and I've been successful with it. Guys that play with me and against me, they can see that. And, a leader is not like, hey, you did something wrong, let me show you up in front of my teammates. You put somebody to the side. If you need to put somebody to the side, hey, and let them know, listen, man, I love you. This is not the right way to do it. This is the right way to do it. And that's something that a leader is supposed to do.
I'm not a babysitter, is what he said.
Yeah, and I think what he's trying to say is he's sharing a clubhouse with a bunch of grown men. And you know what? You're expected to act like a grown man. You're expected to go out there and be a team first guy, and then the individual part of you second. And we've gotten a lot of different answers to that question, and they're all, I like them all. I really do.
Miguel Montero, by the way, with the single, while he stands next to Albert, who is sharing his answer. He's out there at first now. Montero 1 for 2, continues to roll. He is 7 for 11. Now make it 7 for 12 in this series.
Gerardo Parra drive it in the gap. Tried to drop a funny looking bunt.
We're actually trying to push it a little bit here, Gracie.
What's that?
The gap is all well and good, but here we're asking Diamondbacks to go ahead and drive it to the arch.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Through the arch.
Absolutely.
You know, way out there. Okay.
Had a little sack bunt on Friday night. Number 2 hitter Stephen Drew popped it up. Inning disappeared. Was hoping he'd drive it through the arch instead.
I agree, and couldn't agree with you more.
Fouls that one off. Miguel Montero sharing with Albert Pujols about his haircut. What do you think at home?
It's up to 91 now. Agree with me. I like the haircut. 9% as well as Darren. Don't like it.
Bouncing ball. Gets the lead runner in Montero, and Parra reaches. So a fielder's choice. 4-6 on the ground out. Parra reaches. Actually, I like the haircut. I like a good whack of the head with some clippers.
Well,
I like a good terrible haircut.
But I think, yeah, I was going to say, didn't you use the word terrible?
That's what mine looks like after each haircut, my friend. So I love it.
Just terrible.
Not a terrible job, but you know, those that are into their hair, that like the big coif and the big, you know, put the gel in and blow dry. Those that like their hair like that would call it terrible because they can't step into that side of the world. They just can't let themselves go, and it's sad for them. You got to get to know the Clippers. Not the team in L.A. They're no good. Take the Clippers to your head on occasion. Come on, Mark. Get it cropped. Go old school. You used the Clippers?
Yeah, I used to use them all the time. Heck, for a couple of years I was completely bald head.
There we go. Now that's a haircut. A good, terrible haircut.
Well, that's kind of a double negative or something there. It can't be good and be terrible at the same time.
1-1 the count. Didn't mean to, and he fouls it off. I mean, look at all that hair. Scotty needs the Clippers. Maybe a 1 guard, maybe no guard. Let's get my guy Eddie. Sick him on all of them. Barber back at home. I'm ready. 1-2 the count. Chris Young struck out back in the 2nd inning. He's homered in his career against Pinheiro. Matter of fact, he has 3 hits and 8 at bats with a double and a homer. One and two. Pops that one back behind home plate. It's a souvenir.
Yeah, he got a hanging slider there right in the middle of the plate, and all he could do was pop it up. Unfortunately, boy, he had a good one to hit there too, and he's disgusted with himself. Flamingos can only eat with their heads upside down.
No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Arizona. For St. Louis, 2 runs, 2 hits, and no errors. St. Louis is stranded 4. The Diamondbacks 1.
Oh,
just missed the outside corner. 2-2. Yeah, scissors are for arts and crafts.
You're a Clipper guy.
Take the clipper to your head. Get that construction paper out, scissors, and a glue stick. You can make some projects. 3-2 the count.
Well, it's decision time here for A.J. Hinch. Do you send the runner, Gerardo Parra? You've got Chris Young up, who's hitting 196. He is prone to the strikeout, but I think you send the runner right here. I think you have to take some chances here. You're down a couple of runs. Pinheiro hadn't been giving up home runs, so I think you got to try and do it here.
Yeah,
put the pressure on the defense.
And the double play is what scares you. Runner doesn't go, and it's rolled foul. Great seats. The ball went over in that direction. 3-2 the count. Hot shot down the line it goes. Hits the short wall and left. Parra out front. He races on around. Young a huge turn. And now has to scamper back to the bag. Runners on first and third with one out. Chris Young uncorks on that baseball.
He gets a fastball in the middle of the plate and he smokes it down the third base line. Parra not running on the play, able to get to third, but Chris Young hit it so doggone hard. And you said that short wall down there, Darren, only a single, so the double play still in order here with one out. Nice play by Duncan out in left field to get it in and hold Chris Young to a single.
All right, so now Chad Tracy. Yusmeiro Petit waits on deck. This is where you really might want to think about turning Chris Young loose on the base paths.
Absolutely.
Tracy takes that one down the left field line. That one is a fair ball. One run is in.
I believe that's a ground rule double.
And it bounces into the seats. That's exactly right. Hugging the line. So ground rule double.
Nice job by Chad Tracy there with a big ground rule double. Going with the pitch. Nicely done there by Big Red. He just took a fastball tailing away and he just goes right with the pitch. Just flips it down the left field line. Just inches fair. Well, what a great shot that was. Just inside the line. Bounces into the stands. And Diamondbacks answer right back.
Cardinals infield comes in. Pitcher Yusmeiro Petit will step out. And very good speed at third and Chris Young.
If you're thinking squeeze, well, I am too.
Petit twice has stepped out. Chip Hale has already sent out the signs out of that third base box. Bouncing ball gloved by Pinheiro. He will look Young back and throw in time for the out. So 1-3 on the ground out. Runners stay put at second and third.
Nice athletic play there by Joel Pinheiro. Gets himself in good defensive position, makes the play, checks the runner at third base, and then throws a strike over to first base. That's perfectly done there by the pitcher Pinheiro.
Felipe Lopez has grounded out on a couple of occasions. Chance to tie this ball game up. The breaking ball is away, 1-0 the count. 3 for 13 in his career against Pinheiro with a walk and 3 strikeouts. Three for 10 in this series. Pops that one up. Should reach the seats. It does.
This time Felipe got his pitch. Took a good pass at it and missed it. You can see the disgust in his face. That was a slider right down there in his happy zone. And he took a good swing at it and shanked it foul.
Montero with a hit in the inning. Young with a hit. Tracy with a hit as well. Diamondbacks trying to get back in, tie this game up. Bouncing ball out to short. Stopping for a moment, now trying to recover, throwing in time. Lopez is out. Ryan bobbled that ball, then recovered. Shot a rocket, shot across. We'll take a look at this play when we come back. A.J. Hinch is out to argue. Boy, it looks like the home team caught a break. Should be a tie ball game, although a very close play. Lopez looked like he had beaten it, Gracie.
Yeah, once Brendan Ryan bobbles it, he recovers and gets rid of it quickly, but watch the foot and watch the glove. The foot is down. Very close play, and I think the Cardinals got a big, big break there.
And that, of course, would have played it a run. So we play on at 2-1. Angel Campos. Heard from Felipe Lopez and then A.J. Hinch for a while, and the discussion ended after about 30 seconds to a minute. Petit, meantime, goes back to work.
Speaking of a little discussion with A.J. Hinch, still hadn't got run yet, has he?
He hasn't.
I'm going to have a little conversation, but I want to see him get run one of these days.
See him get thrown out?
I mean, just go ape.
Into center field, Chris Young is there. Looks like he lost it for just a moment. And the play is made. Hey, don't forget, by the way, start planning early for the 2011 All-Star Game in Arizona at Chase Field. All Diamondback season ticket holders will have the opportunity to purchase All-Star summer ticket packages based on their priority number. To become a D-back season ticket holder today, call 602-462-4600 or visit dbacks.com. They had a blast here. You too will have a blast in Arizona. Colby Rasmus walked and has grounded out. This one driven left field, sends Parra back 2 steps shy of the track. And so with 2 outs and nobody on, here is Albert Pujols. Mark Grace, we ran this up the flagpole the other day. Love for you to take a look at it. These are all the worst numbers that Albert Pujols has ever had in his career on different occasions in different seasons. The lows that he has posted.
Are you kidding me?
Those are the lows that he has posted throughout different years throughout his career.
Well, that crummy year, I remember that crummy year when he only drove in, when he had a measly 103 RBIs. That lousy year, he hit 314. You got to be kidding me.
Just thought we'd share that with you.
Love it.
Bouncing ball. He threw him a slider there. Reynolds bobbles for a moment and fires on a cross. Dug out there. 1-2-3. Nice bounce back by Yusmeiro Petit. Time to get him some runs.
Welcome back to the gateway to the West, Albert Pujols. A lot of times he gets pitched around, but you got to give Yusmeiro some credit today. He's shown a little courage going after him every time. No walks. He's just gone right after him, strikes him out in the first inning. Watch this thing of beauty, this breaking ball. Wow, that doesn't happen very often with Albert Pujols. 1 pitch is all it took for Albert Pujols to get a base hit off of him. And then, just a minute ago, we're going to go right after him again. And we're going to get right back to live action.
He got him, though. And Mark Reynolds bobbled for just a moment. As that one is away. 1-1 to count. We're going to finish up that final at bat.
Joel Pinheiro just working a little too fast for us.
He was tired of waiting. He raced out and got to work. Here are the last couple of pitches we were talking about.
And this was just a minute ago. Went after him with the fastball and missed. And then got him on a slider down and away.
He was none too pleased, was he?
I like it. Yusmeiro showing a little backbone, a little courage out there. Go after the big fella. Good for you, Yusmeiro.
Fouled off at home plate. And that is a big reminder there, you youngsters, why you wear that protective equipment everywhere.
Always. And all you men, please look away.
One and two the count, 2-1 the score.
By far the toughest men in the game. We're squatting down there behind the dish.
Over the outside corner, a backdoor slider. Stephen Drew showing the door. And he is 0 for 3 today. And now Justin Upton. All right, Justin. Busy week here, all-star festivities, all kinds of fun for a 21-year-old to enjoy. The best players in the game in your locker room, the home locker room here is a member of the National League. It's had a tough go since that all-star game. Bouncing ball, first pitch swinging again, playing it back, then hustling on a cross in time for the out. Upton going after the first pitch, 0 for 3. And now is 1 for 12 in this series with 6 strikeouts.
He got a good pitch to hit too. He got a fastball right down the middle. He just really did nothing with it.
Mark Reynolds has 5 hits in this series, and the funny thing about it is, and you say it with all due respect, hasn't really stung the ball, but he has 5 hits. But you don't give your Texas leaguers back, and you were telling me before the game it actually means something positive.
Well, it means that his bat is starting to stay in the strike zone for a longer period of time. When you start getting bat handle hits and into the bat hits, that means your bat's staying in the hitting zone for a longer period of time. You know, Mark Reynolds is a guy that strikes out a lot because, well, his bat doesn't stay in the zone very long. He's got tremendous bat speed, but it tends to get in and out of the zone quickly. It just means he's starting to swing with a little more control. Good pitch there from Pinheiro.
He had an at bat last time that I think was telling of what you're talking about. He let a ball travel, and we always talk about letting a ball travel deep into your stance. Tried to drive it to right field. It jammed him so much that the hands were buzzing a little bit. They came out and checked on him. But that's not such a bad thing.
No, not such a bad thing at all.
To let yourself get jammed.
And I remember talking with Will Clark, great first base for the Giants and a few other teams. When he was struggling, he'd say, I'm going to go out there and try to get jammed. Really let the ball travel, try to get jammed. More often than not, you hit it on the barrel because you let it travel. A lot like Andrew Jones.
3-2 the count, 2 outs. Really nothing like it. I think he swings as soon as it's off the tips of the fingers of the pitcher. Base hit left field, so Mark Reynolds rewarded that. Not scalded, but again, probably the hardest hit of the series. And so now he is on, and Miguel Montero right behind it. Mark Reynolds at first base.
He's got one of those thumb guards, a hitting pad, and he just took it off. But yeah, he's probably got a little bone bruise in there now. And you can see he got jammed a little bit, and that you get a good vibration. So he's probably got a bruise on that left thumb, but he's a tough kid. That's one thing we know about Mark Reynolds. He is one tough kid. Kirk Gibson, who knows a little bit about tough, wouldn't you say? He said he's the toughest kid we got.
Big chance and another opportunity for Miguel Montero. Did he deliver? He drives it to right field. Well struck. Toward the gap it goes. Over to make the play on the track is Rasmus. He just missed, giving the Diamondbacks the lead. Instead, they trail it. It's time to bring you up to speed with the AT&T Rapid Rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Along with Todd Walsh, Mark Grace, my name is Darren Sutton. Trust your day has been a good one so far, and thanks for inviting us into your home on this very mild Midwestern afternoon. Nothing mild about that swing by Ryan Ludwig. By the way, the results for Yusmeiro Petit, if you're just joining us, have been beyond fabulous. 5 innings, 2 hits. 2 runs were allowed. He's walked 4, but for a guy who's a distant 5th starter, he's kept his team in the entire game. Manageable with his pitch count. It's at 77.
He's been terrific. He's working fast, getting a lot of quick outs.
Buzzes that pitch in, just missed. 2-1 the count. Has had 2 innings that have had fewer than 8 pitches thrown. He's had a 6-pitch and a 7-pitch inning, and that's helped. Be careful there. It's a strike, but 2-2 the count. You don't want to throw that slider there many times.
Yeah, hung it just enough. Ludwig thought it would stay inside, but it caught the inside corner, so it's 2-2.
Ryan Ludwig, UNLV. was where he played.
Just let me.
And one of the coaches that guided him at UNLV, Mel Stottlemyre Jr., was on the coaching staff when Ludwig was there. Certainly not a sparkling beginning to his pro career. He spent a couple of years in Texas and Cleveland, toiling at about 230.
Yeah, didn't do much.
In on his hands somehow. He hit that ball at all.
And that was a good pitch there by Petit. Just crowded him, stayed right in on his belly button there with the fastball. Really, Ludwig, no chance of even keeping that ball fair.
So as he goes slider away now, let's see. Play him to pull in the infield, outfield straight and pretty deep. He did go slider away. We'll do it again.
If you could get 6 innings from Yusmeiro, boy, you would love that.
He has not completed 6 innings in any of his 7 starts this year.
What a pitch. What a pitch.
Fastball over the outside corner, and down goes Ludwig. Let's bring in Todd Walsh. Todd, good to have you with us, friend.
Good to be here. I hate to bring this up, hate to rub it in, guys, but a reminder that current temperature in Phoenix 110 en route to 112 for the high today. Here in St. Louis, 75 degrees en route to 76. And just a reminder, and you can interpret this any way you'd like, guys. It's always baseball season here in St. Louis, just to kind of cool you off. And, I don't.
That was pretty good work.
You know.
Oh.
There's an inscription there.
The rivalry continues in the Midwest, but
oh boy,
just wanted to send our fans back in the valley a little reminder of the cold, hard winter that lies ahead here in St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, you bet. We'll be all right out there.
That's great, Todd.
And they find ways in the Midwest. You know it, Gracie. I know it. Spending a lot of time back there to keep yourself warm. And it is an intriguing race, to say the least, with probably the most surprising, Houston being right there in it.
Cincinnati still right there, along with Milwaukee. And always the rivalry.
What are you talking about? There's snow on the ground. And
a lot of snow.
Waves over the top. Looked like he backed off on a change of pace there. A change-up.
Wow.
Oh, you don't hear that very often in St. Louis.
Duncan's starting to hear it from the home folks.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you rarely hear that in St. Louis.
Oh for 3, a strikeout there, hitless in his last 14. He may be going up the snap tunnel. Hot shot right back through the middle and a base hit. I'll show you. I'll show you. You have the crowd booing my teammate Yusmeiro Petit. I'll get a hit against you. Mark DeRosa. That's a great photo. On a snow-driven day in St. Louis.
Tell you what, that's a lot of hard work.
Oh boy.
Large, bold print.
You know, they did a nice job, as much as that is their bitter, bitter rival. You could see the Quest high-speed internet, high-speed pitch. Either guy blowing you away. Pinheiro, about top end is where he usually gets. That one is driven deep left field. Parra going back. Off the end of the bat, though, it stays in the ballpark. A fabulous outing for the first time this year as a starter. He completes 6. Get him some runs. If you're just joining us, let us remind you what has occurred. Unfortunately, it was a pitcher driving in a pair. And the Cardinals grabbed a 2 2-0 lead. One more across the plate on the other side when Chad Tracy with a ground rule double. And that's where we stand. St. Louis scoring a pair in the 4th. Arizona with a single run in the 5th inning. And that insult to injury for Chris Duncan. Not only does he get booed in this baseball fan-friendly ballpark, he now will watch the rest of the game from the bench. Rick Ankiel takes over in left field. Been a tough go of it. These Diamondbacks, though, they're not crying any crocodile tears for him. They need to get themselves going.
Yeah, they got work to do. They're running out of outs. 9 more outs left. Got to find a way to solve Joel Pinheiro and double barrel action out in the Cardinal bullpen.
On the ground. Common theme. In time for the out. We were talking earlier about the lows. Look at that, Gracie. Single season.
Yeah. I got an idea. Why don't we just take Gracie on down to the water treatment plant and have him do a couple of cannonballs?
You don't look too happy in that picture.
Well, if you're getting compared to Albert Pujols, would you be happy?
Boy, good to have the guys in the truck welcoming you back.
Yep. Gibby?
Hey, do they pull that on the big national show?
No. No, they
big catered lunch, probably an omelet maker down below, limos, town cars.
Yeah, a little more respectful.
They wouldn't do that.
That's all right.
They wouldn't do that to Kirk Gibson, though.
You know what? That's that just shows you how much this guy can do. As that one's tapped out to left. Nice play.
A very nice play by Ankiel. They cheer even louder than they booed the man who he replaced, Chris Duncan. There goes that shattered, dangerous bat. Nothing's changed after the All-Star break.
Please use ash bats, all you young hitters out there. Ankiel, much more athletic out there in left field than Duncan, and sure enough, the ball finds him and makes a nice play. Still reeling from that comparison.
Down the line, that one goes. It's a foul ball. A run on 5 hits and no errors for Arizona. 2 runs, 3 hits and no errors for St. Louis. Into left field. Very shallow left. Ryan is there. All smiles in the home dugout. All frowns the man sitting next to me after that graphic. Still time for the Diamondbacks, but it's getting late. Back at the ballpark, where Sunday's, of course, a family day, as usual at the Ball Yard. Brought to you by our good friends with Sanderson Ford and Lincoln Mercury. Look at that little doll. My goodness. A smile there. Her team's winning. She's happy. And not happy there. Not happy about the way things are going. One Mr. Mark Grace.
Yeah, that is a... there's nothing handsome about that, to be honest.
We're not saying that.
Well,
we're just saying
I'm
you got a little edge to you. I like it.
That was probably after I saw that wintry shot of Busch Stadium. Yeah, that was a none too happy Mark Grace there. I'm a much happier guy than that.
There's no doubt.
Oh, good to be back.
Boy, they really are spreading it on thick down in the truck. Ian on the hands. Juan Gutierrez takes over. And again, we send a shout out of praise for the efforts by Yusmeiro Petit. 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts, 4 walks. Your thoughts again as we see the numbers on Gutierrez about what Petit did today.
He did such a good job. He was ahead in the count most of the day. He only gave up 3 base hits. Unfortunately, the one-man gang today has been Joel Pinheiro. Not only has he thrown 7 innings of 1-run ball, but he's driven in the only 2 runs for the Cardinals.
Well, that's that.
See you later.
as Pinheiro goes down. Hey, don't forget, by the way, our good sport of the week. The 53-year-old Lori Schneider from Wisconsin, diagnosed in 1999, the first person to battle MS ever to reach the top of Mount Everest. After more than 8 weeks of fighting through a blizzard, she made it to the top.
Yay.
To help letters and photos of friends, family, and supporters. Have a good sports story? Send in your stories to Fox Sports Arizona at foxsports.net, and yours may be the next great story. Congratulations to Lori Schneider, the pride of Wisconsin. That is a good sport and a fine story. Glad to share that one with you. Pitches away. 2-0 the count to Brendan Ryan. Two and one as he rocks it in there at 94 miles an hour. Some Diamondbacks fans have made the trip. Ken Clawberg and Debbie Contreras, both out of Arizona. And that's on the ground. Stephen Drew ranges to his left. Shovels it on across, and 2 outs. Ken and Debbie want to say hello to all their friends watching back in the great state of Arizona. Glad to have them making the trip. They're cooling off. I don't know if they planned on cooling off when they booked this trip, but they are. Here's Skip Schumacher. Good slider, and the count is 0-1 on Skip. Oh yeah, nice and mild day. Ice cream doesn't melt as fast on a day like this.
No, you can just enjoy it for that much longer. Kind of looks good. No, good pitch, change up there.
Doesn't throw too many of those, does he?
That was a good one.
Ah, the Dippin' Dots.
Is that what those are?
Oh yeah, enjoying some of those. Either that or a ballpark. Oh my goodness. Felipe Lopez didn't really need to put in that head first slide. Could have ran right through the bag. Just gets ridiculous though. That's right back at the pitcher. You just wonder what it's going to take.
You know, you almost get tired of getting on your high horse about this, but my gosh, is it starting to sink in, folks? Is it starting to sink in what I've been crowing about here for the last 2 years? Watch, look out. I mean, this thing, come on, man, get rid of them. Hitters don't need them. They don't need them. The ash bats are just fine, folks. Been using them for years, for almost a century. You don't need those maple bats. Somebody is going to get killed or maimed. It's just not worth it.
Twice in this inning, we've seen them, the working end of the bat in a jagged manner, fly across the infield. Twice in this inning. That one right over the head of the pitcher. And he can duck all he wants, but he has no idea where it's going to end up. Come find you. He's trying to get back not only to duck, but duck into that Diamondbacks dugout because Albert Pujols waits on deck. You just soon have him lead off next inning. There's no really good time to face him, but with runners on, not a good time. The 0-1 to Rasmus is in. They got away from Montero. Didn't go far enough. Rasmus walked in the first, grounded out in the third, and flied to left. He was just 1 for 11 in this series. Three runs and 9 hits combined between these two clubs. Good fastball, couldn't catch up with it.
Gutierrez can throw hard. He can get it to the mid-90s. Just got to find the location more consistently. Stay out of the middle of the plate.
The 1-2. Pop that one up. Stephen Drew will go back behind the bag. He is joined by Lopez, but it's the Diamondbacks shortstop that puts it away. Arizona running out of chances now. Fox Sports Arizona presents Diamondbacks Baseball, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They're ready when you are. Go to southwest.com, grab your bag. It is on. Tony La Russa decided when we came back after his pitcher had warmed up to come get him. So we'll step aside. Pitching change. Our Nova Home Loans in-game box score. You can see the bottom part of the order pitching in as much as they can. But the extra base hits just haven't been there outside of Chad Tracy's ground rule double. Still time. 2-1 the score. Trevor Miller is on. Veteran left-hander Alex Romero will pinch hit. 36 appearances, and you can see a specialist, no doubt, because only 23 2/3 innings of work. Very solid 2.28 ERA. That one slides in, a breaking ball, 1-0 the count. Alex got to start last night. Had an 0 for 3 night. Hit .348 this year down in AAA in Reno. As he takes one right down the middle, 1-1 the count.
And Miller likes to drop down sidearm sometimes, crossfire, and he did exactly that right there. Good pitch.
They respect the bunt at third. DeRosa's nearly on the cut of the grass as that one is swung right through. 1-2 the count. Outfield pretty shallow. Not too shallow.
No, you don't want to be too shallow. You don't want to give up an extra base hit if you can help it. Romero going to have to battle now.
Well, that's that. And Romero goes down on strikes.
Tony La Russa going to stay with his left-hander. He's going to turn Felipe Lopez around. Make him hit from the right side. And then with Stephen Drew on deck, he can probably stay with Miller this entire inning.
And a late inning, if it works out that way, where Tony La Russa goes with just one relief pitcher as Lopez hits that one. Shallow left, racing, still coming is Ankiel. He is there. To see La Russa manage to get through an inning late in a ball game without making multiple pitching changes is rare.
It's very rare. He is a big believer in matchups, lefty, righty. It doesn't matter. He's got his way of doing things. And a lot of times it comes at the expense of his starting pitcher. Joel Pinheiro was, well, he was fabulous, but he wanted to go with the left-hander, and so far it's worked out very well for him.
He and A.J. Hinch engaged in a late ball game chess match yesterday that left Dan Herron in the game. Thought that maybe he would be coming out for a pinch hitter. Did a nice job to the young skipper. Certainly a stripe earned last night in that battle. Tony La Russa spent about 15 minutes with A.J. yesterday. Would have loved to have been a fly on the wall for that conversation. That one bounces in there, 1-1 the count. La Russa was, by the way, 34 years old when he became a major league manager.
Chicago White Sox.
He was telling A.J. Hinch, times are different, though, the way you handle players are different now.
Yeah.
And he said the media is different. You have a different landscape than I had. Bouncing ball and a rocket shot into right field. Stephen Drew races on around. So Drew with a double. Nothing bouncing about that, by the way. A lightning bolt.
Yeah, that was a rocket, and I have a feeling we're going to see Mr. La Russa make a trip to the mound and make a pitching change. I don't think there's any way in the world he's going to leave in Miller to face Justin Upton.
They're going to go buy some time.
He's got Ryan Franklin, his closer, warming up, so I would imagine this is going to be a 1+ closing effort for Franklin. And Dave Duncan's going to go out, and I would imagine Duncan's going to make the change.
You see those incredible numbers for Tony La Russa. Nearly 5,000 games managed, 4,704 as of today.
Trying to buy a little more time for Franklin. Now I would imagine he's going to let the home plate umpire, Marty Foster, come out. Marty Foster will come out to break up the rock pile, if you will, and then I'm sure once Foster gets out there, he's going to make his move. Yep, that's exactly what happened.
So they'll make the move. It was Pinheiro to warm up, then Franklin to, they hope, finish the inning. The closer, the improbable closer, really, here in St. Louis. Glad to have you back at the ballpark. This road trip rolls on, by the way, as we go from one great beer town to another. We go from Busch to Coors, and certainly glad to be taking that trip, but most importantly is Miller. And Miller Lite brings you what's brewing. You can see Doug Davis against Jorge De La Rosa, former teammates in Milwaukee, and then Max Scherzer and Aaron Cook. That's a good one. Wednesday, getaway. Note the start time. John Garland against Ubaldo Jimenez. We're getting things all fueled up out at the airport, by the way, so we'll be set to go here in a few minutes. That's a shot just a moment ago. Well, actually, that's just Mark Grace's plane. I'm sorry, the team plane, a little bit smaller. Ryan Franklin. You know, here's a guy that early in his career was a starter in Seattle, pitched a little while in Cincinnati, but here in St. Louis they take relievers and make them starters, and they take starters and make them really good relievers.
Really good ones.
What a year he is having. Those numbers don't lie. 21 saves, 34 very solid innings. Walks and hits per innings pitched below 1. And
Good
it starts
pitch.
him off with a breaking ball, and that's, you know, Gracie, a lot of guys that have been closers through the years that don't throw 98, don't have a specialty pitch. When they're successful, they just kill the strike zone. That's what they do.
Kill the strike zone with any pitch, any time.
Bouncing ball, foul ball. Justin will need a new bat. The count is 0-2. Franklin born in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Began his career, as we mentioned, with Seattle. And has that beard going.
I was going to say, if you're going to wear a beard like that, you better get people out. Franklin certainly does that. Look at that thing.
And look at that graphic. What a turn of events for St. Louis. No more ailing Jason Isringhausen. Franklin has taken it by the horns. My goodness.
That was easy.
Justin Upton 0 for 4. Upton is 1 for 13 in this series. Albert Pujols to lead things off when we come back. Boy, doing it all on the mound. Joel Pinheiro, including assisting himself. Today's attention assist of the game is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. And you certainly assist yourself when you, as a pitcher, help yourself with a bat in your hands. He is responsible for the only 2 runs batted in for the St. Louis Cardinals. Albert Pujols to lead things off. He faces John Roush. Tall right-hander comes out of the bullpen. That ERA keeps getting lower and lower and lower for John.
He just continues to excel here lately. A couple of big old rascals going toe-to-toe here.
And the first pitch.
I guess it was a ball.
Boy, pretty good pitch. So you take a look at our Firestone leaderboard. Home runs in the big leagues, and those that hit them a lot. Right at the top of the list, the man who awaits the 1-0, and it's outside. 2-0 the count. Mark Reynolds right there as well. Rocket shot, foul ball, a little tap dance by Wally Bell out of the way. Wally, don't have much time there, pal. He's all right. If you're just joining us, by the way, John Hirschbeck took a foul ball off the mask early in the game, ended up leaving the ball game. Marty Foster went behind home plate. The crew's done a nice job. Into right field. Justin Upton, a late break. Now he is there. And he makes the play for the out. Our Chaz Roberts cool play, you always relish. You hope the chance to face the great ones. Well, Yusmeiro Petit, he relished it. And as Gracie pointed out, he challenged Albert. He didn't nibble around him today. Not at all.
Not at all. He got him to strike out, made him look bad one time. Albert's 1 for 4 today. But for the most part, he's been kept in check here this afternoon. He did score a run. He scored on that Joel Pinheiro double. Really, Diamondback pitching has been terrific today. Just the offense has been pretty much under control by Cardinal pitching.
Breaking ball and a ground ball.
Boy, a really good pitch there by John Roush. Took something off that breaking ball. Kind of a slow curve there. Easy out. Really takes a lot off of it. Right off the end of the bat it goes, and an easy chance. So 2 quick outs. The very dangerous Albert Pujols and Ryan Ludwig disposed of easily by Roush.
Don't forget to browse from the largest selection of authentic team gear, hats, t-shirts, jerseys, and collectibles. Grab it straight from the source online at dbacks.com/shop.
Another slow curve ball there. Another strike.
Franklin will be back out in the top of the 9th inning. The score remains 2-1. Mark Reynolds, Miguel Montero, Gerardo Parra due up. That one belted center field. Young spins once, now squares up, plays it off to the side. Last chance in St. Louis for the Diamondbacks. Right after this, they need just 1 to tie. Out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by our friends at freecreditreport.com. Know your score. Log on to freecreditreport.com for more information. John Lester not good enough. Roy Halladay much better. Will he continue to be a member of the Toronto Blue Jays? 3-1 the final there. And Jason Marquis, they're just getting underway, looking for his 12th win of the year as he goes toe-to-toe with the San Diego Padres.
You probably guess a lot of names of who's leading the majors in wins before you guess Jason Marquis, but good for him. Speaking of good for him, how about John Roush again?
Now the beat just goes on. And let's see if for Ryan Franklin, the battle with Mark Reynolds can go the way of Reynolds, who seems to hit the most successful pitchers in baseball late in games. Home runs late in the ball game that either tie or give the team the lead. No one this year has more of those than Mark Reynolds. That one is away. 2-0 the count. Mark in this ball game, single, grounded out and flied out. Shot down the line, and it's a foul ball.
Well, he's just a little quick on that fastball. He got it where he wanted it. He's just a little quick with it and pulled it foul.
We were talking about how he seems to be trying to let that ball travel a little deeper. He was jammed early on in the game. That one is a breaking ball. He hits it a mile high. And the play is made in center field. Don't forget, you're hoping for a lot of runs. 1 will do to tie, but if you get to 6, good news, Diamondbacks fans. Anytime they score 6 or more. Taco Bell is giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the following day.
Well, we got 6 runs in the series. Does that count?
Doesn't count.
Darn it.
Franklin and Molina, a long conversation. Going to break it up is Marty Foster. They got it figured out. All right, come on, guys, says Marty. So we ask a little bit more of Miguel Montero. He has singled in 3 trips today. He has 7 hits and 13 at-bats in this series.
Yeah, why not, Miguel?
As that one fires up and away. He just missed driving a ball out of here in his last at-bat in the 6th inning. Took one to the track.
Well, we got a good pitch there. Took a good rip at it and fouled it back.
By the way, you folks voting on our text poll, that new haircut.
Seems to be everybody agrees with me and disagrees with Darren.
89% of you like it. That one bounces in there. You must be confused, though, because like Augie Ojeda's, I said I love a good terrible haircut, and I support it. 2-1 the count. Hairbrushes and hair dryers. That's for Joe Namath.
They're overrated, huh?
That one's outside. 3-1 the count. A good at bat. Starts with base runners. 41,759 on hand today. A big number, but the smallest crowd of this series. The 3-1.
Good pitch right on the outside corner.
Now that's how you close games, you know. I mean, if you're throwing 89, 90 miles an hour, you pinpoint it as you take a look around this grand yard. Always fun to visit.
Great fans. Great baseball city.
Just hangs around. We'll do it again. Well, you notice the difference in the swing of Montero, let's say 2 months ago, and that swing. Big looping long swing, trying to do too much. That one just a nice protective swing. Nothing fancy about it, but he gets another chance.
It's a breaking ball down and in on the back foot. Just able to hit it off his front foot and stay alive. Might get a mistake here. You never know by staying alive.
Molina sets up down low, and he again hangs around.
To a good pitch there. Just able to keep it in play. So Miguel Montero fighting for his life right now. But when you're hot, Darren, when you're swinging the bat well, you're able to fight off those tough pitches. Diamondbacks need a base runner or two.
Outside.
What a good at-bat.
Wow. A homer in each game in this series. He has been pitched carefully as well.
I believe Augie Ojeda and his haircut are going to run for Miguel Montero, but here's the home runs. Long ways to left center field, and then just over the 335 sign and off the pole. So Miguel Montero is going to call it a series. Augie Ojeda, he have the other terrific haircut. And that's not a father-son game. That's Pujols and Ojeda standing next to each other.
Tip of the cap to Miguel Montero for the work he did in this series. He gets tomorrow off. And he will be a pinch hitter when called upon at some point in tomorrow's game. He'll sleep well tonight.
He'll probably sleep well on the plane.
Yeah, I would imagine so. All right, the tying run at first, 1 out. Sweeping slider right down the middle, 0-1. Ryan with the 0-1. Another slider. That one over the outside corner. 0-2.
Back-to-back beauties right there to get to 0-2. Parra just frozen on both of them.
34 innings of work this year. Just 2 home runs allowed by Franklin.
Good lead over there by Augie Ojeda. Franklin not interested.
Went away again. Hooked and got on top of that slider. Stayed out there. One double play rolled up this year by Franklin.
Cardinal fans feeling it.
Parra 1 for 3 today. Did also reach on the fielder's choice and score a run. The lone run for Arizona back in the 5th inning. Bouncing ball right to Pujols. Steps on the bag with the tag. That is the ball game. The Gold Glover ends it. And the St. Louis Cardinals win this series 2-1. The first series after they host Major League Baseball's All-Star Game. Albert wishes some of his foes best wishes going forward, but moments ago he broke their hearts.
It's about as easy a play as a first baseman will have. Right in your tracks. And the Cardinals continue to be the first place team in the Central Division.
They served notice to the Milwaukee Brewers, the Chicago Cubs, the Houston Astros, and Cincinnati Reds that they don't plan on stumbling at all in the second half. Yusmeiro Petit, a fine outing. It was wasted. He went 6 innings. He gave up 2 runs, struck out 6. Unfortunate. Gutierrez and Roush right behind him, but too much Joel Pinheiro. In the end, the story for the St. Louis Cardinals today. So 2-1 the final. It's off to Denver, Colorado. There were some high moments, some fun battles. Dan Herron against Albert Pujols last night. We'll never forget that one. Denver, Colorado is next, and we will have all the action for you. A couple of night games, then a day game on Wednesday. Always good to be back in the Midwest. Want to thank all the folks in our production crew here in St. Louis. Andy Bach is our producer. Mitch Riggins is our director. He's Mark Grace. Todd Walsh, thanks for all you do. My name is Darren, reminding all of you on this Sunday, have a great rest of the weekend and have a good day, Arizona.